Hello, everyone. I'm super excited today to share with you Catherine from Kitty Meow Boutique. And we're just going to be going down the line with questions to get you introduced to not only her, but her brand, her business, and all the goods and deets that go along with entrepreneurship. So, hello, Catherine. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. I'm so excited to be here with you today, Kendra. Just
Yay.
love you to pieces.
I know. And we are an Instagram relationship. Can you
We
believe it?
are.
Yes.
And it's pretty deep.
And what, maybe 4 weeks now?
I
5?
know. It's like we should make it official on
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah,
And
we should. We
my
should.
husband might be worried. I don't know.
I know, and we almost got to meet in person, but
Oh,
then coronavirus took over and it
I
canceled.
know.
But oh
But
well.
we'll still get there. I know we
Yes,
will.
we will. We're only a few hours away from each other, which is so crazy. So, okay, so let's start this off. What is your business? Give us all the goods and the details on how you got started.
Yeah, so my business is Kitty Meow Boutique. I am not a crazy cat lady. I'm more of a dog person, but Kitty Meow Boutique is a collection of paper party gift items. Kitty Meow is just kind of like a silly nickname that I had back in college from my AOL Instant Messenger, and I say that it's like my alter ego, who I am when I don't give a crap what other people are thinking, because it's kind of like, I don't know, a surprise. Here it's like this
Yeah.
silly kind of stupid name, but the designs are sophisticated and more elegant. And that's just like totally my personality. I'm, super goofy, kind of a little crazy, but, at the end of the day, like I have just a love for classic, beautiful typography and cool designs, but like tons of personality. So,
I love that. And it's so funny how we actually connected. And I'll share this story really quick. I was scrolling through my Instagram and I saw this super funny card. It was like, um, what was the card with the little, I feel like it's the Louboutin shoe and it's like, you're my fanciest friend.
oh,
I
yes. Yes. That's exactly,
And
it has
yeah,
a swear word in there, but,
yes, yes. But my old business coach, she is all about like red and black and fancy and sophisticated. And I tagged her in that post and I was like, Erica, you would love this. This is super cute. And then I ended up winning your contest, which I didn't even know I was a part of. So when you sent me your card, I got it in the mail and I opened it and I was like, this packaging is amazing. I love this. I have to get this girl in the try box. And so that's how it all started. It was like a total funny little fluke. Didn't even know there was a contest going on. And sure enough, here we are today. So it was
no, I love it. That's just like the beauty of social media. And
yes,
while it can be super intimidating, and it still is, like you just need to find your people,
yes.
and it just opens up like, and now because of you, I've had so many cool opportunities and I've learned so much from you as far as the try box and like your goal systems and even the things that you recommend to me as a business owner. I mean, your relationship has just been super
Yeah,
invaluable to
it
me.
has been
So
so fun. And we both love fancy, beautiful packaging too. So,
yes.
okay. So how did you come up with your business, the cards, the stationery, and all the other things? Like share that process with us.
Oh gosh, it was the no process. It was
Got
the making it up as I went along process. Yeah, I went to school for graphic design, and I got a job in nightlife advertising. I moved to Las Vegas after I graduated from college, but I don't know, I just really hated working for somebody else and building their dream, and I got so miserable that I just got to the point where I wanted to go off on my own. And that took a couple years, but when I did, I was just kind of designing anything. Like, you
Mhm.
wanted to pay me, I'll design it. And the more experience I got, the more I figured out what I really enjoyed doing, what I was good at doing. I got better about honing in on my personal style and only accepting projects that like fit with my brand. And yeah, saying no to the ones that didn't have anything to do with what my long-term vision was. And that sounds like scary at first when you're a new business owner, because you're like, I don't want to say no to anything that involves money, but it truly opens up the doors for more of what you want to receive. So now I'm just rambling. What was
No,
your-
that's good. So how did it become like stationery specific, and how did
Oh,
you get down that route?
yes. So I think I started off designing like one baby shower invitation for a friend, and it was an owl design. It had like multi layers of paper and ribbons, and like way too much time put into one invitation. Like I look back on my designs, and I just did a presentation, and I like revisited some of these old designs, and I was like, oh my gosh, what were you doing with your life spending all that time for no money?
Yeah.
But so yeah, I really started off doing invitations. I started off listing my designs on Etsy, and then doing a lot of referral, word of mouth. And I mean, and then I had kids, and I just couldn't keep up with this custom design stuff constantly, and developing a product line where I have the greeting cards and other gift items. And I really am passionate about party stuff, just making it more of a system to where I can make one design, sell it like so many times, and make profit that way. And, that's probably sounds a lot easier than it is, because especially on the wholesale side, you need to constantly be coming
Yeah.
up with new designs. You can't have like 5 designs, you need like 100 designs. But
Mhm.
yeah, like you develop your formula as part of your brand, and everything kind of looks cohesive, and
Yeah.
it's easier than doing all this custom work that I can't always sell
Mhm.
over and over again.
Yeah. Well, and you have such a unique niche to your brand, the witty and the sweet, and just your personality comes out in those so much. Like now getting to know you more, and even with this coronavirus stuff and those nursing and doctor cards that you just came out with, it's like, woke up today, or who would have thought being a nurse would be the best job ever, said no, or whatever it is, whatever your, said no nurse ever, or no doctor ever. Like you said, being able to bring in your personality, I think makes it so unique. And then other people, whether, again, I love the witty ones, like that's just my personality. Whereas my husband is like, that's rude. I'm like, no, it's hilarious. So I think like I loved that part where you have options. It's not just your normal everyday, like, the world is your oyster.
The world, it
Have a
is,
great
but
day.
well, and
But
it
it's like
took me.
the world is your oyster. Make as much money off that oyster as you can.
But it took me a while to get there. I did some branding, business coaching of my own, and I really struggled with like, okay, I'm here on Instagram, I'm posting pictures of my kids, and I'm posting cute stuff, but then I'm posting like the more edgy stuff that I like, and it just
Mhm.
looks like this weird mishmash of, I don't know, I didn't have like a big audience. I wasn't attracting a big audience with all this crap that I was putting out there. But, with my coach, I was like, well, I feel like I either need to be like witty and edgy, or I need to be like sweet. Like I can't be both. And she really encouraged me to like embrace the both, because
Mhm.
that's my personality. And I don't want to be, the girl who only puts F-bombs on cards. Like
Mhm.
that's cool, but that's not like who I
Yeah.
am at the core. But I'm
Yeah.
also not this like all the time nicey person.
Right.
So being able to organize my website to where you can shop based on your mood, and know that, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't, and
Yes.
having the option to choose.
Yeah. No, that's so good. So tell me why you're passionate about what you're doing and what keeps you going.
I just really like making people feel special.
Hmm.
As cheesy as that sounds, I mean, like, I don't know whether it's my friends or my family or my like strangers, people on the internet. Like, I love knowing that they could get something from me in the mail. And even if they bought it for somebody else, they feel special getting it, because I, always incorporate thoughtful details. And
Hmm.
I just love giving those like good vibes. And I love making women feel encouraged and empowered and
Mhm.
like to light a fire underneath their butt. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what really motivates me as a woman, as a business owner. And, you know, I think we're all better when we band together to just
Mhm.
work together.
Absolutely. And I think it's very important to recognize that as an entrepreneur, because we all know in the world of entrepreneurship, it is not a straight line. It is all over the place. And some days you have one emotion of excitement, and other days you have 15 emotions of all the things. So
Yeah.
I think being able to keep your purpose clear and your passion there, it's very helpful. Would you say?
Oh, totally agree. Because you're right. There are some days where you're like, oh, this is all wrong. I
Mhm.
suck at everything. I suck at being a mom, a business owner, and
Yes.
all
Wife.
part of it.
What else should we
Wife.
add in
Oh
there?
God, wife. See, that one is like so low on my radar sometimes that it doesn't even come to mind. That's how bad of a wife I am. No.
You have to take care of the kids, but the husband, meh.
Oh, be like, take care of yourself, dude. I am busy.
Exactly. Okay, so what is the biggest thing you've learned from being a business owner?
Oh gosh. You know, this sounds so dumb, and that I don't really like using that word, but it's dumb. But when I graduated from college, and I went to school for design, I can't say that I really learned anything about
Yeah.
design,
Yep.
but I was like, I'm done learning. Like, I'm done with college. I'm done learning. And the more that I do this business owner thing, the more I realize that that is the dumbest thing I've ever said in my life. I do more learning now than I ever have. And I love it. Like, I love learning. And I
Mhm.
wish my little kids were listening to me right now, because when you find something that you're passionate about and you want to learn about, like, learning is fun. And learning from learning from like this podcast or this
Mhm.
webinar, like, oh my gosh, give me all of the
I
things.
know.
I want to take it all in. I want to make myself better so I can make, you know, my community better. And so yeah, that's the the biggest thing that I never knew that I would know, is that I just love learning to
Yeah.
death.
Yeah. And I love that you say that, because I say that constantly. I find a new podcast and I like binge in my ears. I'm like, can I go on a really long drive so I can just put this on? And thankfully, I get to drive my girls up and back to their dad's a few times a month, and that's like a 4-hour drive. And I can just put it on and listen. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, give me all the nuggets. But it is so true. I am not a reader. Like, I can't sit and concentrate and read that way, but like audiobooks or
yes.
podcasts or anything like that, which surprisingly, I should watch more YouTube videos, because there's like the learning and the seeing, but that never comes to my mind as far as, you know, learning how to, I don't know, do a website or something. I don't know. It's strange.
Uh,
That's
well, there
actually,
gets to be like too much learning
yeah.
sometimes, and you need to know when to like
Yeah.
pull it back.
But now I think you can agree, both of us now turning around and teaching, you know, educating people on your world of products and my world of just multiple businesses, I think now is funny, because I'm like, I would never be a teacher, but
I know.
flip this.
And it's cool.
Yeah, I love it. Super fun. Okay, so what advice would you give to a woman out there that wants to start her own business?
Oh gosh. Just one, or like my laundry
Do,
list of
do
a
all the
million?
things. Do all
No.
the
Honestly, the number one thing that you need to do is find your people, find your community who get you. Because in the first couple of years of my business, like, I didn't have a community. I didn't know these types of creative communities even existed.
Mhm.
I would, you know, before kids, just sit in my office. I'm like working all day long, doing all the things, and not even knowing what those things that I should be doing were. And it wasn't until I went to my first creative business conference, and I'm like, holy crap, there are other people that are doing this same thing, because none of the people I know like even get it for a second. And that just like opened up my eyes to all this self-education and just being able to network people, because you feel so alone, like,
Mhm.
and you will never get anywhere if you have that feeling of I'm alone, no one gets me, because then you're just like living in those kind of negative thoughts. And no, like, you need people to pick you up on the good days. You need people to say like, hey, I found this resource, I think it will be awesome for you, let me share it with you, let me share with you what I know. And I'm not looking for anything other than to just like lift each other up, because it goes back and forth. So find your community. Not saying you need to be like best friends with every single person online. That is
Mhm.
not what I'm saying. But
Right.
find your few people and love them hard.
Mhm. No, I love that so much. And, it's funny. That is truly why I started the Top Knot Tribe. That right there. It's like, I didn't want a community of women that were doing all the same things that I was. But if I wanted to find a photographer in Arizona, if I was down there on vacation, I wanted to be able to come to one specific place and network and refer business to so hard. Because I think the power of a warm referral is incredible,
Yeah.
especially for your business. And when the Tribe Box came about, and now I'm able to get these products in the hands of other women or people or whoever, are getting these boxes, and then sharing the story of how you got into your business, your products that you offer, like having that one-stop shop. And I see so much more potential for this, but I love how you say that, like, find your tribe, love them hard, find your community. Because what I found too, and you can maybe attest to this, when I found people in the course world, and then you're all about the course world, then you're like, everybody's doing this. What makes me better or more significant? But when you have a group of other women from all different walks of life, it's like, I love how you incorporated that in your business. How can I do that with mine? I love how, like with your cards, I love your stationery. And now we made my own, you designed my own card that I now get to share with my community. So I just think it's such a beautiful full circle thing. And I'm just so happy that you're a part of it now.
Uh, Me too, friend. Me too.
I know. So, what obstacles have you had to overcome, and how did you overcome them? Whether it was starting a business, after the business was created, your day to day obstacles, being a work from home mom, competition, that type of thing.
Oh gosh, I mean, so many obstacles, and all of them just coming from unexperience, not like even knowing the proper steps to take, not having, real obtainable goals, just like working too much in my business, not so much on my business, which means that you're just doing the work and plugging away, but you're not, looking at it from like a marketing perspective or a manager's perspective. You're just like doing. And
Yeah.
that's like only going to take you so far, because you as a business owner are only one person. So, and one person can only do so much. You're not really setting yourself up for success. But I mean, even everything from like not having a good grasp on my finances and my numbers in the beginning. And I think people are always so scared to talk about money. And I'm probably embarrassed to admit it myself, but it's just such an important topic that doesn't get, honest conversation about. But I mean, my husband does really well, and they don't rely on my income to be part of the business. And that's been like the biggest struggle for me, just not being motivated by money. I'm like, oh, if I sell some things, that's great. And whatever, like, we're not going to starve this month. But, but now that I'm taking time away from my children, I spend all day and all night, and I put my heart and my soul into everything that I do. I'm like, I need to make some effing money. And
Mm,
it's not just about like actually, money, but like, how are you going to really measure that? And
mm-hmm.
I don't know. And it took like a long, hard look of like, okay, these are my
Oops, did we lose you? See if she'll come back. Gotta love technology. All right, friends, it looks like Catherine got, let's see if she comes back on. Let's see. I just love her so much. And we're actually almost done with our interview, but I want to see. There she is. Okay. I knew you were
I'm
having,
so sorry.
no, you're fine. I knew you were having some issues. So I was just letting them know that you'd be back.
No, well, I don't know what was the last thing you heard me say because I was just
No,
talking and
I know.
talking.
I think like finally saying I need to make money, and this is your time is away from your kids. You actually need to make money with it now. So
Oh yeah, and just like
overcoming
having an honest look at my finances. Sometimes I think we're too busy to like doing this and that like, keeping my books. That's like the last thing on my mind because I'm a creative and I need to be creative. I can look at numbers and, but knowing that that's not my strong point. So really finding someone that is their strong point so they could take care of it for me to make it easier for me to understand because that's just like not where my head goes.
Yeah.
I'm not this like artsy fartsy person, but I like, oh, bookkeeping and
Mhm.
all of that stuff just way over my head.
Yep.
But just knowing my profit margins and like the time that I'm spending, how much money am I really making? Am I charging enough? Am I spending too much money in my business? Sometimes I'll just be like, yeah, I'll introduce new products or I'll buy this, I'll buy that. And just being conscious about like, okay, that's not
Mhm.
really good idea. I've hired people, I've had to let people go, and sometimes you just got to like make it work, run really tight ship.
Mhm. Yeah.
And like, that's just what you have to do in the beginning. You can't just be like spending money willy-nilly, not like seeing a return in your business.
Yeah. And I will say too, it's amazing how when you work from home specifically, I think, at least for my business, um, how little your expenses can be if you want them to. Like
Yeah.
this year, one of my biggest goals was cut my expenses in half. And in the first 2 months of this new year, it was just like, oh, I don't need this. I don't need this. This is not a necessity. Ding, ding, ding. And like, boom, there it is. And I see the past things that I've spent thinking that I needed in my business, whether it was a coach or a marketing person or a digital person or whatever, somebody to do all of my email funnels or whatever it is. And you look back and you're like, crap, I wasted so much money. And all I had to do was sit down and learn the dang thing myself. So
Yeah.
100% guilty of that.
And sometimes you think you're going to buy this course or hire this person. You're like, this is going to be it. This is going to be the thing that changes everything. And it's not.
Yes. And have you, because I know you're a course person too, have you ever bought a course and watched that person go through what their course was about, what they taught you, and you got to the end of it and you're like, okay, I just spent that amount of money for that thing and I could totally do what they're doing.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, the difference is they're actually doing it. And
Yeah.
sometimes I'm not, I'm like doing other things. And, the whole point of a course is like, yes, you can find a lot of this stuff online for free, but you buy the course because it gets you there faster. So,
Yeah.
like, I do appreciate that part. But, like, I know that, you're, like you said, we could be out there doing the exact same thing, making the money and
Which
saving the money.
I think that's next on your list is a course on teaching women how to start their own product-based business.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, I would hope so. Who wants to buy it? Just call me.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what do you want people to know, remember most about your company, your products, you as a person, business owner, mom, all the things?
I mean, I want people to know that like my brand is truly authentically me as a person. And
Mm,
it's not so much about like I create these products even for me. It's not about me, even though it is, embodies me. Like I want
mhm.
people to be inspired and like know that they are literally capable of anything that they want to do, and they feel that whether it's through like a motivated F-bomb to fire you up on like a card, or I mean a pencil set,
Mhm,
anything. And I just want people to feel special. Like that is what I am as a person, and to just like open that up to make people feel all those things. I mean,
mhm,
that's just like, yeah, that's the Kitty Meow brand.
mhm.
Not about being crazy cat lady,
Right.
but
Witty to sweet and everything in between, right?
yes.
With beautiful products, absolutely gorgeous products. Okay, so where can we connect and follow you?
Yes, I'm probably the most active on Instagram at Kitty Meow Boutique. I do a daily 10 minutes at 10 a.m. Central where I just talk about business topics and ask my audience for things they want me to randomly talk about. And I talk about it in 10 minutes. But it's been fun. And it's like the first time since since ever I'm like, okay, well, I need to pivot my business because I'm not really getting a lot of wholesale orders right now with stores closed,
Mm,
but forcing myself to show up in video and on social media. And I told my husband the other day, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel freaking alive. Like this
yeah.
is scary to put yourself out there and just to like do something different. But man,
Mhm.
when you step outside your comfort zone, that is the number one quickest way to grow. And
Mhm.
it feels really cool. So yeah, long story short, Kitty Meow, Kitty Meow Boutique on Instagram. Blah.
And your website?
KittyMeowBoutique.com.
.com if you want to go find all the witty and sweet, seriously, the cutest stuff, you guys, and learn more about Catherine too. So thank you so much, friend, and we will chat soon, okay?